Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joined with James with his movie, Canta Santiago. Let's take another clip.
¿Listoncico, Santiago?
Sí, estaré listo, Pedro.
Yo te puedo ayudar con eso. Ese es el novio de tu hermano, ¿no? No puedo obligarte a cantar esta noche, pero hay mucha gente allá afuera que vinieron a verte.
Lo sé, créeme. Puedo hacerlo.
James, welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family.
Yeah, glad to be here. Yeah,
How was it last night? You have fun?
yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, it was like we've been together, like all the filmmakers, and we've all been together for like the past week or so, and we met even way before that. So it's like we generated our own little cohort or class or something.
I know, I love these sort of guys like, oh, it's your class. You've got this
Yeah.
class of people. No, it's amazing. You had a fantastic program, but thank you so much for being part of it. Now, for those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
Yeah, so the story is about a young mariachi boy who is about to perform at a restaurant for the first time.
This film is so beautiful. It really is. I've got so many questions. Where did the inspiration for the story come about?
Yeah, so this film was my thesis film, my graduate thesis film, and initially I was actually supposed to tell a different story. I was on draft 8 for this other film called Paco, and the story about Paco was he is a mid-level gangster with heart. And what happens is the bosses say he's got to take somebody out because this guy that is stealing from him. Right?
Okay.
And then, but he finds out that person he's told to take out was his childhood friend.
Oh, wow.
And I'd love to go more into it, but
Yeah.
I still haven't. I abandoned that story.
Okay. Okay.
So I felt that. So my heart wasn't in that story. And so I, go to my counsel, my instructors, and they're like, James, you're crazy. Like you're on draft 8. We're getting so close to production. And then I'm like, yeah, but I just want to tell something else. And then, so they say, so what do you want to tell? I said, well, I don't know. They're like, so you're just going to abandon this to go to the unknown? Which logically is crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
They don't know you, James. They need to trust in you. Yeah.
But, yeah, so I went that route, and I was in my advanced grip class in Griffith Park. We're putting up 12 by frames, and then I tell one of my classmates, I'm like, give me a second, I got to write some stuff down, because like when the juices flow, like ideas and stuff like that. I've learned in the past, like, you ever have like a conversation with someone and you just joke about something that's funny? That would be really funny if that was but then you never, and then, because like I learned from that, it's like, a lot of those could be really cool films, but like we never write them down or anything.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right.
So sometimes when I get like stuff going, I go write it down. And so I have these thoughts and I'm thinking and I'm feeling, and also a few years, more personal, a few years ago, I lost my brother, and I wasn't ready to tell a story that was exactly that happened in my life.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell something where I felt. And so I put a lot of heart into it. Of course, I've changed some stuff around, and that's the cool thing about writing. You can just, manufacture stories and worlds and stuff. And yeah, so I put a lot of like personal touches, I think, to this story.
Yeah.
And that's how that whole journey came about to make it this film.
Wow, goodness me, it must have been a bit of a roller coaster for you. But I think it's so nice when you find something and I think it's really brave to turn and say, I'm not in this, I'm not invested enough, I need to switch, film, stories, etc. And thank you so much for sharing something as well. Like, it's so hard making something that's personal, but you made this film your own, you made this film universal, and you really captured this beautiful story. This was a beautiful film to watch. I mean, it really was. It made me cry. I was just like, it was really, and especially centered around this wonderful young actor, with this, incredible performers and musicians as well, which is incredible. How did you go about, because you have to get a very special sort of cast for this. So how was that process for you, James?
So now that I told you the story about how like it kind of came about, it was around this time that I was like, did I really just make a film that has a child lead, has to speak English, Spanish, and can sing? And I was like, I felt that I may have shot myself in the foot, And I even went to the point to where I was going around different parts of LA of mariachi groups, youth groups, to try to find people and stuff. And so, I found some people, but they didn't. I learned in this process that, yes, some of them can probably sing, but then of course they have to be able to act. So but luckily, as I was already so deep into this, I'm like going around the city, going this, asking, hey, do you know someone? Got some referrals, this, that. Then someone submits their son into our the audition.
Into audition tape,
So I went from doing it like it's 1985 before the online stuff, and then I go into getting someone that submits. So then Jacob's dad submit, and then I responded, and that's how I found the main lead. Yeah.
And listen, it's not easy with music. Obviously a child lead, etc. as well. How there's a lot of emotion in this film, but there's just some really lovely lines in this film, some really great dialogue as well, because it's a lot. Not only is this young person really really talented, but his character's really going through it. So how did you, in this particular film, how was your vision for directing him, and then also the rest of the cast as well?
Well, I did learn that because you also have a restricted amount of time when you have a child on set. So when a child's on set, they're basically in charge, So you have to be prepared, and you're able to do this, do that. A little bit about my style is, I don't like, I guess you can say, over directing, where you tell someone to just step this way, turn this way, do that. I just, actors are smart. They're amazing humans, So they've read the script, so I just say a very simple thing. I say, all right, this is the part where you encounter this. And then I just want to see what they do. And then from there, if there's something that I want to adjust or something like that, little things, then I do it like that.
So you give your actors a lot of freedom, which is always fun for an actor to have as well, and trust that process. This film was so beautifully shot. Like the production design, it was exquisite to watch. Like I don't know what you shot on, or your production design, and obviously all of the amazing the
mariachi outfits and everything.
Outfits were they were incredible. Like how did you kind of have obviously just tell us about the vision of how you want it to look and feel, because it really was beautiful to watch.
So interestingly, I'm the director and the cinematographer for this film.
Wow. So that's why it's so beautifully shot then. There you go, it's you. There you go.
I did it as a necessity, because I told you the story where I already had a thing, and then other people had their collaborations. So I was like, well, I'm so deep in and it's happening so soon, I kind of have to be the one. I have to TP and I have to direct. And so when it comes to, with the outfits, I kind of made some rough designs on how I wanted to. And then I found this amazing guy. He's really well known in the mariachi world. His name's Jorge. And then he's over in East LA. And then I came up to him with the designs. I said, hey, does this sound like something you can do? And I told him about the story, and he definitely jumped on board. And that's how we were able to make the outfits.
They were stunning.
They picked the color and everything like that. And
I mean, they really were stunning. And then how wonderful it must have been to have married to the music. How was that? Did you kind of was this music was always in your mind of how you wanted to kind of look and feel? How was that organic? Because also you have singing, you have music, you had a child lead actor. Like how was that part of it? Because it was so beautiful to hear as well.
Yeah. So our composer, Luis Bernal, he's an amazing guy. He is mariachi, he's composer, he's actor.
Wow.
He does a bunch of stuff. So when I met him, I'm like, I just have to say, hey, do you know some guy? He's like, I know mariachi, I got you. Boom. So when we're making the music together, we're putting it together, and the arrangements and everything. And I also learned about myself, a little bit about myself too. There's we're in there and I'm saying, oh, what if he does it kind of like this and like this? He's like, oh yeah, we can try that. So it's kind of cool because in a way you're also producing music and like, directing a kid on like, hey, what can you try it like this? Or can you do this? And make the actor who plays the brother Miguel, his name is Eduardo Togi.
Yeah.
He sang really well too. So, and he adapted really well, and they just like worked so well together, and it just synchronicity. It just happened.
I felt like it was one time it felt almost like I was watching a documentary. It was like, it really felt so real. So you're so present in this particular moment. Now, it's an emotional film, it's emotional in a very happy sort of happy sadness as well, but it's really emotional, and you really feel for what he's going through and experiencing and missing his brother. And so I'm just curious, this whole journey that you've been on with this film, after switching gears, switching films, being a thesis as well, and that whole experience, what's it been like to have, in front of an audience? I mean, it was electrifying last night. There was just so much vibrancy. How's the experience been for you?
Overall, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been positive. It's so I studied my undergraduate at UCLA, and that was the first time I made something and put it on screen.
Oh.
And then I had that feeling when at the British Theater, when I saw it, I'm like, wow, this is, I'm where I need to be. I feel like this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. As a teenager, I used to work at the movie theater.
Oh, wow. So
I did every job. I think my favorite might have been projectionist.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'd be like threading film through the thing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I guess to answer your question, I still have that same feeling that I had when I first like screened the little project over there, with this project.
Yeah.
It was like sometimes you never know when an audience like laugh at a part, or they'll feel for a part, and then you'll feel like you'll hear the sniffles at some point. But it's always amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, goodness me, your film has got it all. It's got all of the emotions, and I'm just curious as well. I don't know if you really deeply thought about this question about when you were making this film, but like was there any what in this particular film, or even you as a filmmaker, what do you want your audience to take away from the experience? Like, what do you want to kind of think with in terms of story?
With this film, I think it's mostly just to like its core, that those that we have love in our lives, that they do leave us, but they're still with us in some way. So that, I think, is like to the core of it. And like I felt like that a lot with when I lost my brother, because like I always feel like it was really painful. It was like the toughest thing that I went through in my life when I lost him, and it was I'd never imagined that would happen to me, and that would happen to him. So like those loved ones that we do lose in our time here, our small time that we have on this planet, they're still with us in some way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think this is a really, powerful story, and again, something, so personal, but, universal as well, because whether you've been in that situation or you can empathize the situation, it's just, our loved ones are always with us. And I talk to my grandma all the time, she's been gone many years. And so I think that's also something beautiful, but like mixed in with mariachi music, like it's such a wonderful genre of music. It's all about love. Like you can feel the energy. It just pictured so well together with the storyline. It was really fantastic.
There was, I'm sorry.
No, please.
We played at this one film festival in Oklahoma, and so the film festivals are really different. So like every film festival is different. So sometimes you have film festivals where it's like cast and crew. Sometimes you have film festivals where it's just a bunch of people of the community.
Yeah.
And then we played in this one in Oklahoma, and there was a lot of people from the community there. They have a strong Latino community, and so we played there. And on my way, because I talked after, and then I started to walk out the hall. One guy stopped me, and then he told me, he says, "Young man, I just want to let you know that I really felt so much for your movie, and I wanted to cry. And when you talked about your story, I really wanted to cry because I lost my cousin who was a mariachi player." And then, so when you hear, and then he's not a filmmaker, he's just someone that just went in out of the community to support the Latino arts, And then, man, I got really teary-eyed, and then I hugged him, and then he started to get really teary-eyed, because sometimes some people don't want to cry.
No, I know. I know. No one is.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
never. But that's the power of movies, and that's why you're a filmmaker, and that's why it gives you that buzz from when you were in the movie theater and working there to today as a filmmaker. It's an incredible journey. So that's why you make movies. I love it. I'm so glad you had that experience. What's next, James? Where are you taking us next?
That's a good question. What I've learned being a director and a cinematographer is that I think it's more challenging to market yourself, because there's usually someone is not sure where to put you.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, this guy's a director and a cinematographer. But lately I've been focusing a lot on cinematography. Actually, right when we were doing the meetings and everything, I was in between gaffing and key gripping for an independent feature.
Oh, were you?
And then we were shooting it in Riverside, and then we went to Big Bear.
Wow.
And then I'm there, and then I'm like, shoot, I know it's been a 12-something hour day, but I still got to drive back, and then I have this thing at NewFilmmakers LA to do tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, James, you're all over the place.
So then I drive back, I go to sleep, I wake up, and I'm like, wait, we got to be up early. So then I just go to the NewFilmmakers thing at downtown.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess
you are hard-working filmmaker. We need to let James go so he can sleep now. But no, listen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of NewFilmmakers LA, and welcome to the family, and looking forward to your next projects.
Yeah.
Okay, really appreciate you. Thank you very much, James.
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.